Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm FPS Jason and today I'm going to be going over State of Arma 3 in 2019. With Arma 3's 6th birthday passing not too long ago, I decided it'd be fun to go over how Arma 3 is holding up against its competitors and itself. We'll be going over whether or not Arma 3 is still worth buying, if it's still playable, and what we can look forward to in the future. Now, before we get into it, I'd like to say that this video is not being sponsored in any part by Bohemia Interactive, and that these are all my personal opinions on the game. If you disagree with what I'm saying, or maybe I missed something in this video, please leave a comment below. I do read them, and they help me make better content for you all in the future. So what is Arma 3? BI Studios describes their game as a massive military sandbox, and that's pretty accurate. At its core, Arma 3 is a sandbox, meaning that it gives you all the tools needed to create the game that you want it to be. And it truly is a massive game, with terrains like Altus and Stratus, which are based off of real-world islands, to community-made mods like RHS. The limit to what can be made out of Arma 3 is almost non-existent. Arma 3 has a large popularity in the PC gaming world, and chances are you've debated buying it from time to time when it goes on sale. So let's get into the game and talk about the different aspects that I mentioned earlier, and let's talk about if you should be playing Arma 3 in 2019. So to start things off, is Arma 3 still worth buying? To answer this, we're going to look at a few different points. The first being the community. No matter how good a game is, if a community isn't there, then you're not going to have the fun and the replayability of an online multiplayer. Now, Arma 3 has several different campaigns, most of which are added through paid DLC, but it's the online multiplayer that really makes the game what it is. By far the most popular multiplayer mode is co-op. There are quite a few adversarial modes built into the game, like free-for-all, team deathmatch, other things like that, but practically none of the official servers for those are ever populated, and very few custom servers support them. I can say, however, that King of the Hill and Warlords are still going strong as of this video, but these don't really offer the competitive edge most players are looking for in a PvP environment. And even outside the official mode, chances are you're going to have a hard time getting people to come to your server if you are running a co-op mode such as Liberation or Anastasia. As far as the community goes, there truly isn't a large public presence. While Arma 3 still boasts a player count in the millions, the majority of these players are found in units. Arma units are usually a group of people that get together in a structured format to perform cooperative missions made by a team of mission makers or a Zeus player. They often require you to maintain a steady attendance and updated training. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of large units. They tend to have long, drawn-out trainings and very complex ranking systems. Not to mention the majority of them are run by stuck-up, narcissistic people who want to micromanage everything from what you say to having you salute officers in games. However, if you're into the strictness of the military, these may be right up your alley. If you want to just enjoy the game and complete objectives with your friends, I would recommend joining a public server or even hosting one yourself. As a whole, the online community for Arma 3 can be great, given that you take the time to find the right group of friends with similar interests for the game. To date, Bohemia Interactive has released 2 free DLCs and 10 paid DLCs, including Apex, which added almost an entire second half of the game in my opinion. Now, I admire that developers are committed to their game and are offering continuing support for it, but you have to wonder, is it time for them to just start fresh with a new title? But besides official content, the Arma 3 Workshop is where a majority of the content comes from. The modding community for Arma has always been vast in providing. You can find everything from simple scripts to full game-changing add-ons. Anything from World War II to modern day, from Star Wars to Halo, even bringing in Arma 2 content. You can transform Arma 3 into your own fantasy simulator in almost any way, shape, or form. When it comes to mission making, the Eden Editor puts the world in your hands. With hundreds of scripting commands, you can create anything from simple, linear single-player campaigns to complex multiplayer scenarios. As far as content goes, if you ask me, Arma 3 has more than any other game on Steam as far as quantity and variety. Our next argument is whether or not Arma is even still playable. If you go to the reviews, you'll get a pretty mixed answer. You'll find that a lot of the hardcore players can look past all the flaws that this game has and see it for what it really is, a sandbox. But for the casual player, Arma 3 can really be unplayable. And Arma 3 is not without fault. From terrible AI to subpar graphics to poor game performance, Arma can be hard to love. A lot of people say the engine this game was built on is poorly optimized and just simply not capable of running this type of game. On top of that, players aren't even able to upgrade their own gaming rig to enhance performance. Whether you have an entry-level GPU or an expensive RTX 2080, you're going to get 40 to 60 FPS. Even lower if you start adding more AI or if you walk into one of the terrain's big cities. However, you have to ask yourself, is this why I want Arma 3? The graphics are on par with previous gen games from that time, such as Battlefield 4 or Modern Warfare 3. If you're looking for 4K gameplay, you're not going to find it here. But the main draw to Arma is the sandbox. No other game offers what Arma has given us, and as long as no one comes out with a better military sandbox, Arma is really the only choice players have. So, is it playable? Yes, as long as you sell yourself on it. I myself have over 2,700 hours on Arma 3, but I wouldn't even say that it's my favorite game. For those that want a solid Milsim experience, I'd sooner refer them to Squad or Escape from Tarkov. The truth is that Arma takes a lot of work to have fun, and if you don't have someone who's willing to take the time to create content for you that you want to play, it really isn't going to be playable. Lastly, what do we have to look forward to with Arma 3? I would never buy a game if I thought it was going to be dead within a year, and believe me, I've been caught in that predicament a few times with lesser titles. But in a game that I've clocked over 2,700 hours in, what could possibly deter me from continuing to play this game in the future? When we look to the future of Arma 3, I think I can confidently say that this game will be around for at least another 2 to 3 years. The development of Arma 3 was announced in 2011, yet it took BI Studios over 2 years to release it. So, if they announce the next Arma tomorrow, I'm still willing to bet we'll be playing Arma 3 for the next 2 years and waiting. The Arma community has always been dedicated to the game. With the amount of community content that has transformed itself into the core game, such as Warlords, or even gone on to become its own game, like PUBG or DayZ, it would be foolish not to develop another Arma game. But for the time being, Arma 3 will have to do. So in the end, do I believe Arma 3 is still worth buying? Short answer, yes. I believe that even at this state, Arma 3 still has a lot to offer, both new and returning players. And you get out what you put in. If you take the time to learn how to create missions, build up a group of friends to play missions with, and really sell yourself on the gameplay, I believe Arma 3 can be a game you find yourself coming back to time and time again. I hope I've explained the state of Arma 3 well enough in this video. If there's anything you guys think that I've missed, or an aspect that I may have forgotten, go ahead and post them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. Until next time, good luck and have fun.